Good morning to all my YouTube followers. Apologies for being missing in action for the past month. But as you can see, I'm not in Turkey anymore. I'm back in Fribourg, Switzerland, where the weather and the prices are quite different. So I'll bring you up to date as I take my morning promenade. It's slightly foggy this morning, typical Swiss weather. I've been back about 10 days. I've been doing exclusive content on Instagram. But I'm back in Switzerland, and it's great to be back. Like I said, the weather is quite different. When I left Turkey, it was in the low 80s, and the high here has been anywhere from 45 to 50 degrees. 50 degrees down south. I went down near the Italian border yesterday, down near Brig. It was a beautiful sunny day, and it was about 50 degrees, and it was nice and cool and crisp. Right now it's about 38 degrees. Boy, this fog and these old Gothic buildings makes it look like a freaking Charles Dickens novel or something. But I always did like these early walks, because there's absolutely nobody out this early. But in another hour, it'll be like real busy. Only people out are early morning cleaning crews, garbage collectors, street sweepers, whatnot. Switzerland is a super clean country. I had a great time in Turkey again. Wonderful people down there. And I'm not just talking about a few people, I'm talking about everybody. Weather was fantastic. You know, that's one of the recycling trucks. The Swiss are very particular about their garbage. You have to separate it. You have to separate your bottles, your cans, your glass. There's the church steeple of St. Nicholas Cathedral off the fog. How cool is that? Boy, the weather here is, even though it's been cold, what is missing is you don't get the wind here you do back in the States in the wintertime, and that biting wind that cuts through you when it gets cold. There's been no wind, and these morning walks have been just great. Of course, you know, Fribourg is like in a ravine, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but there's very little wind here. There's City Hall. People starting to go to work and go to school. The big imposing oak doors on this cathedral. One day I will take you inside that. They've got, you can go up to the steeple and there's a lookabout up there. A lot of the state office buildings, and Fribourg is not only a town, but it's the county, or the state of Fribourg. They're called cantons, but Fribourg is the capital of the canton of Fribourg, and a lot of the state office buildings are in this area right here. Justice of the Peace for the district of Sarn River. Authority of the Protection of Children and Adults. Family Court. Well, when these early morning walks like this, when there's nobody out, you can really, it's really relaxing. Nobody's going to bother you. You don't have to worry about anybody robbing you or stabbing you, or none of that shit. These people are incredibly civil. Imagine that. This is the Chancellery District. This is the state government district. Chancellery of the state. Direction of development, territorial development and infrastructure and mobility and environment. You probably need to get your licenses here if you're going to do any kind of construction on anything. Oh, this really is a neat part of town, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but you can just see the church steeple sticking up in the background of this spire in the back. Wow. Like I said in an earlier video last summer, people don't lock their bikes up here. There's absolutely no need to. I hope they don't have the walkway down to the river blocked off. They might. Yeah, they do. They have it blocked off. Darn it. Well, it's absolutely great out here. It's about 40 degrees. There's no wind. Air is crisp. Wow. Man, I love these early morning walks like this. There's the Sarn River down there, right there. You know, you all back in the States have probably heard that there is record inflation in Europe and there's an energy crisis. Well, I haven't seen any of that in Switzerland. First of all, the Swiss never have inflation, ever. The prices are the same that they were 2 years ago when I first got here and last summer. The government keeps the inflation rate at like 2%. Prices are high, but because of the inflation that you all experienced back in the States, some of the things here are cheaper than the stuff back in the States. Let me see if I can give you some price examples. Gasoline here in Switzerland has been the same for 2 years. It's like around 220 Swiss francs for a liter. Now, 3.7 liters to the gallon, you do the math, but that comes out to a little over $8 a gallon. Now you got to remember that the cars over here are smaller, they go further, and the distances between places are shorter, so they're coming out ahead over here. But there's no inflation here, and as far as energy prices, well, I don't experience that cost because everything is included in my rent. So that's how I get down to the river right there. But like eggs are, well, you can't buy a dozen eggs over here, so I don't know how much a dozen costs. But it took me a while to figure why I couldn't buy a dozen eggs. I couldn't buy a dozen eggs in here. I couldn't buy a dozen eggs in Turkey. And then I realized that there's no such thing as a dozen in metrics. You can buy eggs in 4s, 6s, and 10s. But anyway, 6 eggs will cost you $3. So I get a dozen at $6, so I don't know how much they are back in the States. What is expensive is eating out. If you have a meal a la carte in a restaurant, let's say at lunchtime, it'll cost you $25 to $30. And that may or may not be with drinks. Dinners will cost you $40 to $50. I cook a lot at home, and that keeps the cost down. But I like to go out. I got some favorite restaurants here. And come when it gets real cold, I'm going to be doing that fondue thing, which is absolutely delicious. Let's see what building this is over here. The prefecture. Police headquarters. Another thing is all these cars, about 90% of them, they all look brand new. And there's not a dent anywhere on them, which is hard to believe because everybody parks on the street. But Volvos, Toyotas, Audis, Alfa Romeos, BMWs, Peugeots. Don't see any Fords or Chevys. Yeah, people are heading off to work now. You know, that's one of the two great things about retirement. One is seeing everybody else having to go to work in the morning. I get a kick out of that. And two is you can wear the same shit every day. Of course, you'll wash it, but you don't have to be a fashionista. You can wear the same shit every day, and if people don't like it, heck with it. I occasionally like to come here for dinner, the Schweitzer Halle, for dinner and a brewski. All their specials. Beautiful entrees. Autumn has arrived, a special menu for autumn. Children's menu, quick food, and Sunday's cart. Sunday's a menu. Really kind of neat in there. And this street, Ruda Epus and Hochzeitgasse, this is roughly translated. This is the marriage street. Epus is a married couple, and Hochzeit is to marry. Interesting name. Wow. This is such a neat part of town. Hotel de Ville Cafe Restaurant, City Hall Cafe Restaurant. I guess a lot of bureaucrats will come here for lunch. Because City Hall is right here. Look at that old clock tower, wow. I gotta tell you guys, the architecture in Europe is incredible. All these old buildings that have been preserved. Yep, everybody rushing off to work or school in some mode of transportation. Bikes, scooters, cars, feet, buses. Oh, rat, you can't see anything. It's fog laden. That's cool though. Shrouded in fog. You can barely see the tower of the castle though, across the river. Right there. Oh, it is super nice out here. I wanted to show you, before signing off, I wanted to show you one thing. There's various graffiti that's written on this this fence, this railing here. Looks like it's written in a whiteout. But there's one up here I want to show you. I got a big kick out of it. Let me see if I can find it. I busted up laughing when I saw it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. looks like somebody wasn't paying attention in English class. But the funny thing about it is the way the Europeans say it, it does sound like it has an A in it. Okay. Wow. Y'all have a good day.